Yo, what's poppin', people? Here's a review on Bronson. Bad Boy film. That tune playing in the background is a Bad Boy tune from the Bad Boy film Bronson. A bare knuckle blast, news of the world says. They weren't wrong. Bronson. My name's Charlie Bronson. Now, if you've seen this film, man, you'll understand why I just said that, man. Big boy film by a really cool actor called Tom Hardy. Really heavy actor, man. One of my favourite actors at the moment. He's like the go-to guy for them nutter roles at the moment, you know. Really cool guy. Different, you know, an individual, unique celebrity who you can tell has got a lot of kind of interesting concepts, and he sees things differently, you know. The man and the celebrity. I bought this film maybe about a year and a half ago now in Tesco's, my local Tesco's, and Tesco's is kind of like a Walmart, but you know what I'm saying, like kind of like that. To Americans out there, but yeah, man, heavy film. When I first saw it, I mean, as you can see by the cover, I didn't know nothing about Bronson. Obviously, you got Charles Bronson, the famous actor, and that is where Bronson took his actual name from, this guy in this film. And yeah, so what it is, I saw this DVD, I heard about the film a couple times. A friend of mine said you should definitely check this out, a director friend of mine, and I take his opinion. We agree on a lot of things, so I thought, yeah, definitely, you know, definitely check this film out. It's a film, it's Vertical Films. They do a lot of cool films. They're kind of like Revolver. They take risks and they release like all kinds of interesting, you know what I'm saying, the deep psychological kind of just heavy films. You know what I'm saying? They take risks. They're risk takers. And yeah, low budget film. Basically, yeah. So Bronson, the basic story of Bronson. He's been in prison for 34 years altogether. That's not one long sentence. That is an extremely long sentence, but it's not a sentence that without break, should I say. So you see, been behind bars for 34 years and transformed into Charles Bronson, Britain's most notorious prisoner. Based on a true story of a guy called Charles Bronson, real name Mickey Peterson. Changed the name because the guy who was managing him decided that he needed a fighting name, so he said Charles Bronson. So yeah, so he spent most of his life in prison. Really tough guy. This film though, it's a really kind of interesting look on it. You know, when I first saw the film, I assumed it was a boxing film. You know, I didn't know anything about the prisoner Charles Bronson, the convict. But this film is really deep, man. It's not just a fighting film. It's not just a simple prison fighting film about a guy that loves to fight. There's aspects of that in there, but it's also a psychological twist because this guy is also there's more to him than you'd expect. He's not just a head case prisoner. He's actually quite an interesting, conflicted, dark, demon-issued guy, man. Like this guy, I think what his problem was, he didn't have a purpose in life. You know what I'm saying? This guy could have been a brilliant boxer, you know. And the rumors state, you know, from good sources, that he never lost a street fight. He was doing a lot of street fighting when he came out of prison. Went back in shortly after he came out, but he was doing a lot of street fighting. And you know, he's Britain's toughest prisoner. I often say I wonder what would happen if Bronson and Chopper got it on. Chopper, the the notorious gangster from Australia that used to rob drug dealers. I personally think Bronson would probably beat him up in a fist fight, but Chopper would probably work him out and stab him up, or you know, find a way to defeat him. But yeah, definitely. When Bronson, I worked with Danny Dyer before. Danny Dyer is a British actor. Some Americans might know who he is because he is quite a successful actor. But anyone who's from the UK will definitely know who he is. I worked with Danny Dyer on a film which is coming out soon. It's called Deviation at the moment, but when it comes out, it will be called Captured. But yeah, and I was saying to him, you know, he does a program called Deadliest Men, which he gets loads of like notorious prisoners and convicts and just the hardest men in the UK to come on the show, and he just basically interviews them and stuff and shows them their life. Check it out, it's a really cool show. It's called Danny Dyer's Deadliest Men. I don't think it's not going on anymore since Dave, the channel that used to show it, isn't on TV anymore, which is crazy, man. Fucking, it's a shame, man. It was a heavy channel. Anyways, just type into YouTube Danny Dyer's Deadliest Men and you'll see what I'm talking about. But I said to him, you should definitely get Bronson, and they said, yeah, we'd definitely love to, man. If he came out, we'd definitely love to get him on there, you know what I mean? That's how Danny Dyer talks, you know what I mean? But he said he'd definitely like to get him on there, but they can't get near him, you know? But yeah, back to the plot of the film, guys. I'm just saying, this guy is definitely someone to have on there because he is a dangerous, deadly, notorious guy with some interesting issues in there as well. He's not just a brute. But yeah, you know, some interesting facts about Bronson. Oh, let me carry on talking about the film before I go into that. So yeah, Bronson, when he met Tom Hardy, the actor that plays Bronson, Americans out there, if you haven't seen a lot of British films, you'll know Tom Hardy from Inception. He was a character in Inception, and you might know him from. He's going to be. Well, I don't know if the project's still booming, but Mad Max. He was going to be Mad Max in the rehash of Mad Max, the remake. He's going to be. So yeah, just type his name into IMDb. You know, Google, Wikipedia, Tom Hardy, and it'll definitely come up. Anyways, guys, yeah. So about the film, you know, I'm not going to tell you what happens. I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but it's very psychological. You know, there's a lot of good moments. There's some brilliant acting from Tom Hardy, man. When the real Bronson met Tom Hardy, he saw that his weight, he saw how he looked, and he said, "This guy can never play me." But then it turned out that he could play him, and when he met him again, he rated him. He said, "This guy's actually bigger than me now." So there's Tom Hardy's physique there. He already had a good physique, but he's had to bulk up. On this DVD, you'll also find some special features which explains to you how he got the body, what he did, the steps he took in order to get like that. Because he didn't want a chiseled physique. You know, they wanted a brawler's physique. You know, someone that would naturally acquire that kind of, you know, tough, strongman physique without lifting too many. Actually, no, he did lift weights, but without, you know, doing any super exercises to get that, you know, 300 Spartan chiseled body. So, you know, but a very solid, serious, manly physique there. So yeah, guys, but it's very psychological, you know, and it kind of shows you, it kind of takes you into the mindset of Charles Bronson and how he sees the world around him. And it's a very interesting film. I think anybody who's a fan of film, good film, you know, and psychology and drama in general should definitely pick up a copy of this film. It's not what you think. It's not the typical film, because I mean, if you look at the front cover, you see the British flag, you see him, you automatically assume that it's going to be a boxing film. That's what I assumed anyway, without knowing too much about it, because people just kept telling me, they didn't tell me nothing about it. It was like, you know, you have to watch this film. But I was, you know, pleasantly surprised. It's a very deep film. I'm proud to have it in my DVD collection. The director definitely knows what he's doing. I picked up another one of the director's films, Valhalla Rising, which some people might have seen. I've got it down here somewhere. It's quite an interesting film as well. See, this director, I can tell, likes to do a lot of psychological things with his films. Doesn't want to do the typical, because I mean, look at this. I mean, you got Charles Bronson, and you got, you know, a Viking, and you assume, you know, a lot of brutality, well, mostly brutality and violence and just manliness. But they turn out to be, and I love the actors they choose as well. This director's quite cool. I'm going to follow this director. Valhalla Rising, good film, not what I expected, not the best, not my favourite film, but I appreciate what he tried to do there, and I think he pulled it off in terms of psychological value. But yeah, guys, so definitely pick up a copy of Bronson, or watch it online if you want. Very, very good film. On the DVD, it's cool though, because it shows you special features, and it gives you an insight into, you know, the steps taken to turn Tom Hardy into Charles Bronson. Also includes the audio introduction from Charles Bronson, so you get to hear Charles Bronson talking. You might have to find a video like that on YouTube, but it's good to have the actual DVD. So yeah, guys, definitely pick up a copy of this. It's 18, so it's up to you if you want to risk that, if you ain't 18 or whatever. But yeah, anyways, very, very good film. Deeply psychological. There's loads of shock moments. There's loads of moments where you think something's going to happen. It doesn't. Not predictable in the slightest. But yeah, I'll give you some facts that weren't in the film. Charles Bronson, the prisoner, is also an author of many books. I have one of his books called Solitary Fitness. He holds a record for the most press-ups. I think press-ups, push-ups, if you prefer that term, in the minute. He's got the world record for that. He's written many books. He wrote a book about his involvement with the Krays. Krays are two British gangsters that are legends where I'm from, in London. He's written many books, written about 6, 7, 8 books, and also he actually converted to Islam when he was with a Muslim wife. It's a very interesting fact that a lot of people don't know. It only lasted for a few years while he was with her, and then he was back to whatever religion he partakes in or chooses to follow. So yeah, he's a very interesting guy, man, and I think, I wouldn't say misunderstood in a certain way, but at the same time, I don't think he had a purpose in life. I think that was his problem, and that's what made him go mad. But definitely pick up a copy of Bronson, or check out the film. Very interesting film, and you guys won't be disappointed if you're a fan of these psychological, not your typical film. Cheers to viewing them, Hill. More reviews coming. Peace.